Is anger the cause, or is it the response? Is it the cause of emotions you may experience, or is it the result? Is it the response? If you are hurt, somebody said something bad to you, that's the example you quoted. If you're hurt, what makes you think that talking to them in an angry way will somehow get your point across? In fact, as soon as, especially if you raise your voice when you're angry, as soon as you raise your voice, no matter who is it at the other end, a child or an adult, a dog or a god, they become defensive. You're no longer holding a conversation where you may be able to tell them that you're hurt. Instead, it just takes a whole different shape. So if you are still angry at that time, you ask yourself this question: how do I want to express myself? And if you are wise and kind, then you also think about, if I had done the same mistake, how would have I liked to be talked to right now? Sometimes it's not the words that will do the trick. It's silence. You can say so much with silence that you can only have a dream of accomplishing that much with words. And by being silent, it does not mean that you distance yourself. That is toxic. Not using silence as a method of showing your aggression, no, that's not what I'm saying. Because immediately I saw this thought floating around, that's what most people construed. That we're not going to say, we just won't talk. No, you kill the other person with your goodness. You say, okay, show me how much can you do to me? How much can they ask for after all? What all can they have of you? There was a young man once. He used to have these fits of anger, of rage. He went to his father. He said, I don't want to behave that way. And I do apologize after I'm angry, but that doesn't seem to do anything. And his father said, well, here's a wooden plank, a board. Take this with you, and for the next 6 months, every time you get angry, I want you to drive a nail in the board. And then 6 months later, you bring it back to me. He said, well, I can do that. He said, but remember, every time you get angry, you have to nail it. He said, sure. Went away. It took him not even 6 weeks. He was back. He said, the board's full. It got nails all over. There's no more space left to put another one through. And his father said, now I want you to go back, and I want you to just not express your anger in a spontaneous fashion. And every time you're able to control your anger, I want you to take one nail out. He said, sure, I'll see you in a month's time. It took him 1 year to clean the board. But he was able to, with mindfulness. That's what mindfulness is. You are mindful of how you're reacting, what you're saying. So a year later, he went back to his father and he said, here is the clean board. Not even one nail. Not even one nail in it. And the father said, but look at the board. Look at the state of the board. How many holes it has. How damaged this thing looks. There is no way to fix that. So if you get angry and you say stuff when you're angry, you can later say whatever you like. That does not undo your anger. That does not fix what you did. And 90% of the holes can just be avoided by holding on before you express. I read once, put your mind in gear before you move your mouth. Yeah? It's like coasting, otherwise you keep on making that noise and the car's not going anywhere. In a manual car, of course. In auto, you might be doing the donuts. And that's all there is, really, a mindfulness.